One to go, almost set. All in, clear from the front. They're off for the Group 2 Skybet Great Voltigeur Stakes, and Gregory just lingered a little leaving the stalls, half fell asleep, bustled up very briefly by Frankie to get a prominent position, and he races out wide, just taking a while to cross over. But the five of them are well grouped in truth at the end of a furlong, with Artistic Star, the light blue cap, pushing the early pace along. Gregory crossing over to apply a bit of pressure, and the white-faced Canberra Legend racing up between them. Couple lengths away to Castle Way, and a further 2 or 3 lengths further back to Continuous, who looks on last of the five. The early exchanges have been fairly sharp, nudging 40 miles an hour through the first 2.5, 3 furlongs. And Gregory disputes it with Artistic Star. Canberra Legend racing a close third. Still this 2-length break to Castle Way, and Continuous, patiently ridden by Ryan Moore, looking on. Moving on down now towards the final 7 furlongs of the Skybet Great Voltigeur, and Gregory has got to the front. Canberra Legend on the far side, moving up to within 3 parts of a length, and Artistic Star relegated to third. Castle Way sitting quietly in 4th place in the hands of Will Buick, and still a small break back to Continuous. They've gone through halfway. They're beginning the swing back towards home. Frankie in front on Gregory. He glanced in behind. They're nudging 35, 36 miles an hour on the crown of the turn. Canberra Legend is sitting close up in second. And then Artistic Star. Castle Way inching a little bit closer, the Royal Blue Silks, and still Continuous cast a little adrift as they head down the straight with the last half mile in sight. Gregory up against the running rail to the white-faced Canberra Legend. Castle Way has clear sailing. It's harder work now for Artistic Star, being bustled along. More shaking up Continuous, asking him to close as Gregory begins to press on, and Frankie sets his sights on home as they head down towards the last 2.5 furlongs. Castle Way and the Royal Blue moving up to mount a challenge. Here's Continuous on the left, looking threatening, and Gregory is headed, and Castle Way and Continuous move on by, and Continuous from last to first has come sweeping through to lead, heading inside the furlong. He begins to assert, stretches on from Castle Way. Gregory in third has nothing more to offer, and Continuous is drawing right away, powering away for an emphatic success in the Skybet Great Voltigeur for Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien. Castle Way second, Gregory back in third, then Artistic Star and Canberra Legend.
Okay. Going back to Continuous, Ryan sat right off what was a very fierce pace in the Great Voltigeur. He's come through to win it nicely. Will you head to the St Leger with him?
It's very possible. We always thought that he would get 1.5 miles very well. Could get 1.6 miles. Like obviously Ryan gave him a chance today. There was a good strong pace on, and he is a classy 1.5 mile horse. So there's every chance that's what we will do, train him for the Leger, but he looks like he would be a very classy Leger horse if that's what the lads want to do, if you know what I mean.
So you're thinking that he could actually go around 1.5 miles and go to different targets? You're suggesting that things are open for him?
Yeah, I think so, but like obviously he could go to the Leger, and then we could go back after that, you know what I mean, so he's a horse that ran very well in a Dante here and only just ready to start. So I remember asking Ryan before the race, would any of those horses run that well in a Dante as he did, and as 2 competitors, he said no, so he obviously had a little bit more class than them.
And so he's presumably come on quite a bit since we last saw him.
Yes, but we thought he would come on more for today. We were a little bit worried about that because he had a break, and he was just ready to start again for an autumn campaign. So I'd say he will improve from today.
Okay, interesting. Well, congratulations with Continuous, and I look forward to see what you do next with Paddington.
Thanks, Lydia.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Gregory's finished third in the Skybet Great Voltigeur. His trainer is John Gosden. He set some pretty hard fractions out there. He was also carrying a penalty. Yeah. Are you still inclined to go for the St Leger?
Beyond inclined. We very much felt, look, he ran at Royal Ascot. He had 1 run before that this year. You can't go from Royal Ascot to St Leger, so we had to come here once you win a Group 2. Yes, he's got the £3 penalty, and yes, we went a strong pace, and we had 2 others forcing the pace. But what I loved about it is when we passed him at the furlong point, he galloped out so strongly. So to me, he's run the perfect trial for the St Leger. I did tell the owners beforehand I'd asked the executive to move the starting gate back to the E-ball start, but unfortunately they wouldn't do it. And we made a proper gallop, but I couldn't be more pleased with the horse as a Leger Pret. And you can see by the size of him, he's all about being a horse for next year anyhow. So 1 more run to St Leger, and then we look forward to cup races next year.
And thinking about Mustardef and Nashwa in the international next, how are each of those ahead of it?
Well, look, it's a pity we've only got 4 runners. The same thing happened to the Eclipse, and obviously it's a little bit of a shortage of mile-and-a-quarter Group 1 horses. And like the French Prix de Jockey Club winner, he went to the Guillaume de Nano at Deauville, he goes to the Irish champion, or the Arc. So, yeah, they're a bit thin on the ground. Look, it'll be a trappy race, leave it entirely up to Frankie how he wants to ride. It's entirely, you don't give any instructions in a race like that. You'll see how it unfolds.
And you've consciously left Mustardef fresh for this, have you?
Well, he likes to run fresh, yeah, but he was racing in the winter, remember? When he took on the great Japanese horse in Dubai, and then he won by 6 lengths in Saudi, and that's February and March, so they're not machines,
And should we discount Nashwa?
No, not at all. She'd hopefully just sit in behind the pace. You should discount her one bit. No, but, she's taking on the boys. We thought about Deauville last weekend, but the ground had gone with the heavy rain. We don't want to run her in that deep, tacky ground again.
Do you still feel she's as effective over 10 furlongs?
I do. I think she's fine over 10 furlongs. I think that's not a problem. I think she's versatile. And, she's kind of pretty. Look at the QE2 late in the year, too.
Really informative. Thank you very much and best of luck here.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.